everyone, welcome to Moxie Talk. Today I'm introducing a blog I wrote called Don't Just Give a Speech, Tell a Story. And if there's anything I hear from clients over and over, it's how do I use stories in my presentation? So let's talk about that, and especially why use stories. Think about the stories in your life that you've been told around a campfire, by your family, by your close friends. You remember them, right? Stories have a way of cutting through all the noise in our life, of getting our attention instantly. Now, why is this? What we know about the neuroscience of storytelling is that when a story is told to us, dopamine is released in our brain, and dopamine is like a mental sticky note. In fact, it can help us remember up to 80% greater. So stories are great ways of getting your audience to remember information that's pertinent to your presentation. The other cool thing about stories is that it literally lights our brain up. In a recent study done at UC Berkeley, a group of participants were hooked up to MRIs, and they were given a list of words. They were told this list of words, for instance, dog, grass, couch, house, and then they were told stories with these same exact words. And the results were fascinating. When they were told stories, their brains lit up in all over the place when they heard these words. The scientists concluded that when told stories with these same words, our brains make all sorts of connections. For instance, hearing the word dog reminds us of what it's like to walk a dog, play with a dog, throw a ball to a dog, smell a dog, hear a dog, touch a dog, as opposed to simply hearing the word dog. So stories literally engage your audience, perk their brains up, and help them remember pertinent information. They're a great way to get attention. So how do you use stories in your presentations? There's hundreds of ways. You can use any of the archetypal stories to help your audience get behind your company and get behind you. Whether it's the underdog story, the cry for battle story, the hero's journey story, the we need to take a stand story, there's a battle to be fought story. Hundreds of ways to tell stories that will engage your audience and connect them to you instantly. You can tell these stories at the beginning of your presentation. You can build suspense by starting the story and ending it at the conclusion of your presentation, or you can use these stories as great case studies for data. In fact, one of my favorite quotes is by Brene Brown, who says, "Stories are just data with a soul." For a deeper dive on storytelling, visit our blog site at moxieinstitute.com. Thanks, everyone.